manufacturing revolution. It has been a remarkable journey for us, introducing FSM summer internships in June 2021, and FSM collaborated with the young Indian talent to innovate smart manufacturing technologies. It is a proud moment for all of us, and I would love to share the journey with you all. The program started in June 2021, where we received an encouraging response with 900 plus students applying from 125 different colleges across India. 581 students from 110 colleges were shortlisted by us based on the eligibility criteria and were taken forward. With lot of efforts being made by the interns, 164 achieved the level 1 proficiency and another 82 students achieved level 2 proficiency with the completion of internship projects. An independent jury comprising mentors and industry experts evaluated their performance, and through a multi-stage process, we arrived at a merit list of 24 students. Today's event is organized to give recognition to the outstanding efforts made by these deserving students and our mentors and honorable jury members who incredibly supported this event to be a big success. Going forward, I would like to introduce you all to FSM, who we are and what we do. But first, I will share the initiatives that Indian government has taken to boost up smart manufacturing and Industry 4.0 in India. So this is one of the initiatives by the Government of India, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, that has been launched on March 12 to commemorate 91 years of Dandi March. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is a series of events organized by the Government of India to commemorate the 75th anniversary of independence. The Mahotsav is being celebrated as people's movement across the country. What is Samarth Udyog? Samarth Udyog is a national platform created by the Department of Heavy Industry, Government of India, for increasing the competitiveness in the Indian capital goods sector through smart manufacturing. Going forward to what is FSM, under the Samarth Udyog Mission, Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi and Automation Industry Association, supported by the Department of Heavy Industry, have created a common engineering facility center that supports and develops technology for Indian industry and helps with the right understanding and implementation of concepts of smart manufacturing. FSM imbibes technologies from leading companies in Europe, Japan, USA, and India, and offers an integrated experience for prospective users, consultant integrators, and academicians. An introduction to our honorable guest speakers. Mr. Dilip Sahni will guide us to the topic Talent Gap in India. A brief introduction about him. Mr. Sahni has more than 27 years of experience in industrial automation and healthcare technology industry. He has been elected member of the National Council of CII. He joined Rockwell Automation in August 2008, and he has been since responsible for leading Rockwell Automation's India business. Mr. Sahni graduated with honors in electrical engineering from IIT Roorkee and began his career with Larsen & Toubro Limited, subsequently working with GE Fanuc and growing to the position of Vice President Sales for South Asia. Mr. Sahni, we are honored to have you here. The floor is yours.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for the kind introduction, Naman, and a very good afternoon to everyone present here today. You know, it's my unique honor to be a part of this event and to have this opportunity to interact with all of you from across the country. First of all, like Naman said, we are also conducting this event, which is happening in the run-up to the 75th anniversary of the Indian independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So it's a milestone for us as a nation, and I would like to begin by congratulating everyone. You got a couple of days to go. We are going to be delving into the topic of smart manufacturing revolution, right? Which is particularly relevant in the context of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Why I say that is, there are multiple reasons, but the topic of today's discussion is focused much more so on the human dimension, which is absolutely critical. I'll be sharing my perspectives on the talent gap in India, right? And I'm going to be taking it up in two parts, right? Talent gaps in the context of smart manufacturing, and then the specific aspects of how it applies to our context here in India. So, a couple of things, really speaking, first of all, in my view, smart manufacturing, or the fourth industrial revolution, we often refer to it as, right, is not, like this far out fantasy notion. It is, in my view, a critical sort of dependence if Indian manufacturing has to live up to its, full potential and the promise of, really propelling our economic growth and, really creating those millions of jobs that we expect manufacturing to create, right? You need smart manufacturing for competitiveness. And what these pandemic times have proven is that you also need smart manufacturing and digitization, for attaining, agility and resilience and establishing business continuity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, so this shift, from manufacturing as we've known to manufacturing as we now are calling it as, which is smart manufacturing. This shift, I'll submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, is an irreversible one, right? Now let's come to the context of, like I was saying, the human dimension or the talent context. At a very simplistic level, you attain smart manufacturing, by introducing, these smart devices, smart sensors on machines and on plants, production lines, etc., across your factories, across your plants, and you create these enterprise-wide networks, which bring your entire enterprise together. It may be physically very diverse and very dispersed, but you actually manage to create it and have end-to-end connectivity. And there's a lot of data that flows, right? And that data can, to orchestrate that data and to, derive smart insights out of it, which can then give you, the edge that you're looking for, which is, agility or establishing, resilience across your business. It's easier said than done, right? You need to then have the ability to apply analytics, derive insights, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's an entire value chain that gets established, right? There's a lot of reward for those people who are able to demonstrate or able to implement it, but it should not be assumed that it is, one and done. You come and implement it, and lo and behold, it's like changing a light bulb. Never works like that. So this was a very simplistic way to put it, that you deploy smart sensors, and integrate your plant and machineries, into a smart plant, right? In real life, you need people, who have full knowledge of how the processes run. What I mean by that is people who know, if you're talking about, say, chemical industry, people who know the way the processes function, the chemistry of it, or the metallurgy of it, or the mechanics of the process, whichever may be the appropriate adjective that you may want to apply, right? Now, it's hard enough to find such people, right? Who are good in their trade, right? And sometimes, you have to organically develop these kind of people, this kind of talent, right? And it takes sometimes years of effort for organizations to create this kind of a resource pool. And now you also need these people to be very savvy around these new technologies that I was trying to talk about, right? To know about the actual way the product is created or transformed, and then also have knowledge of data and sensors and technology and networks and predictive maintenance. The list goes on and on and on, right? So it becomes much harder, right? Now, the existing resources that are actually working in the plants sometimes tend to believe that all of these new technologies, this is a job of the IT. IT, on the other hand, historically hasn't seen factory or a plant floor as an area which has been their responsibility, right? So, this whole thing then begins to very quickly fall through the cracks, right? So what you're now talking about is, people who are working in the processes on the shop floor where actual value is getting created, they becoming very savvy or knowledgeable around these new technologies. And increasingly, IT needs to get much more closely integrated. So you're talking about cross-skilling of people, I'm sorry, right? And the pace at which this technology is exploding, and the pace at which business needs to leverage technology. You have ever increasing threat profile. There are cyber threats that are coming in, so you need to really up the skills quotient of your organization, so you can people have the right context, so they do the right things within the four walls of the factory, so that you don't become vulnerable to some of these cyber threats. The reason I'm stating this is it's a very dynamic, a very fast evolving workplace, which is requiring a lot of skill transfer, reskilling of existing people, right? And as it is, highly skilled people who know about the core process knowledge, that itself is in very short supply, right? So the challenge really is very quickly becoming, how do you build what I'll roughly categorize as, this human infrastructure that you need for network plant and networked factories, right? From a macro level standpoint, what is India's biggest strength? India's biggest strength is usually, our demographic dividend, right? I mean, we've got this vast, very young and very energetic, highly skilled, educated workforce, right? So ideally, that shouldn't be a problem for us, right? As I've just tried to illustrate to you, you have skilled, educated workforce, undoubtedly. But, people who have those skills that I was just trying to illustrate to you, which is relevant for what is needed in the plant floor, and now what is needed as you make the plant smarter and digitize the plants, that kind of skill becomes very, very hard to find, right? If you speak to anyone in the industry, as I interact with a variety of business leaders across the cross-section of the industry, they'll tell you so. They'll tell you that, yes, there are a lot of people, but people with those requisite skills is always a problem for the industry. It has been, and it is becoming even more challenging problem now, as I just tried to illustrate to you, right? So, it's a double whammy. And why do I say it's a double whammy, right? On the one hand, you have a lot of people who are available, entering the workforce, looking for opportunities, looking for jobs. And then on the other hand, you have industry that is seeing now this, diminishing availability of appropriately skilled workforce, right? So that's kind of like the dichotomy of this whole situation that we have, particularly here in India, right? So where do we go from here, right? So in the remaining few minutes that I have, as we get started with this event today, what I'm going to try and do is I'll leave you with a few sort of pointers, a few, I'll put it as, food for thought, right? I don't claim to have a panacea for all, ills, so to say here, but, there are a few pointers which I'll share with you, right? The first thing is we got to, first of all, recognize the as-is state, right? You got to accept the reality so that you can then begin to, calibrate yourselves down to where the actual ground level situation is. Hence, you can begin to work up from over there. That's very, very important, right? It's a critical challenge. And I think this challenge is bigger than one company alone. No matter what the size of a particular organization is, you could be very small or you could be very big. If you think that by yourselves you can, you can create, that workforce, you have to undoubtedly have a strategy around it. You have to dedicate your resources towards, creating those skills. But I don't think one company can really tackle this challenge because it's a very dynamic challenge, as I just pointed towards. So we need to, the stakeholders across the entire value stream need to come together, right? Need to come together. We need to take a consortium approach towards this, right? And entities like the FSM, that is conducting today's event, I think could be one such platform, right? Which brings multi-stakeholders together so that they, first of all, have a shared vision, but they have diverse capabilities and a common commitment towards tackling this problem, right? Elsewhere in the world, my organization has been a part of some similar consortiums. One that comes to my mind is the is the IoT Talent Consortium, right? Which in the western part of the world has been working for the last several years, and I think they recognize that their work will go on for many more years to come, right? Because it's an evolving situation, right? So you need to have multiple stakeholders coming together, recognizing the need for the challenge, so that by working together and by pooling in diverse capabilities that various stakeholders from across the spectrum have, you can begin to actually then move the mountain, if I can put it in that manner. That's point number one, and that's one of my primary submissions. The second thing is now, coming from a technology background myself, I'm going to leave you with two thoughts as to how technology itself is creating opportunities to solve this problem, at least partially, right? The first one is it is becoming easier now, and many of our clients, right? Many industry people have actually utilized these capabilities in the pandemic times, when all of a sudden you had situations where, because of social distancing norms, or because of the fact that your people who had core knowledge about processes, they could not come to the plant because either they had moved back to their home bases 1,000 kilometers away or whatever, or because of social distancing, you couldn't have more than 25% of your workforce at a point in time, inside. So leveraging remote collaboration tools, and I'm not talking about Zoom that we are using today, because that's good for human to human collaboration and interaction, right? There are equivalent technologies which are human to machine or human to process kind of collaboration technologies that are out there, right? That allow you to literally have the ability to remotely collaborate with a piece of equipment which may be there in your plant, right? And this is being utilized by a lot of people. So you could have human to human collaboration in the context of a process, right? So looking together at the same piece of equipment, almost as if the remote expert is there on site. And these things are very liberating thoughts, because this allows you to have a less skilled person on site, leveraging the skills of a 20-25-year experienced resource who may be sitting 1,500 kilometers away in Mumbai, right? So just to cite one example. The other thing, which is also very interesting, recognizing that the younger workforce which is coming in, they may not have the decades of experience of a process, but they are extremely savvy when it comes to new digital tools and technologies. As a matter of fact, that is the preferred way of working. And what I'm beginning to find these days is that that's a very liberating factor, because with some new technology implementations, it is making it very easy to institutionalize knowledge, meaning taking knowledge which is with people, workmen who got 10, 15, 20 years of experience, right? Their work instructions being appropriately digitized, so that someone who's got very good digital skills but does not have as much of process knowledge or domain expertise on handling a particular piece of equipment, which is very complex and very high value, right? But as you take those work instructions, digitize them using technologies like augmented reality and mixed reality, a new person who's digitally savvy can very easily absorb those technologies. So this is a very, very good and effective way of knowledge transfer, which is already making its impact felt, and much more so in these pandemic times. And I cited this just as an example to say that, when a challenge presents itself, it also opens up, several new possibilities. And we just have to have an open mind to embrace these new possibilities. So I can go on and on, but I do recognize that we've got a full agenda. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And I wish, everyone, a very happy upcoming Independence Day, and have a great session. Thank you so much. Back to you, Naman.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sharing your views. We really have gained a lot from the views shared by you. I would now proceed introducing Professor Sunil Jha, sir, who will guide us on the topics. Professor Sunil Jha sir did his PhD in manufacturing science from IIT Kanpur and has engaged in training, teaching, and research on manufacturing processes, computer-aided manufacturing, and industrial automation since last 13 years. He has developed new unconventional super finishing processes and filed 8 patents. Few of them have been successfully commercialized. Before joining IIT Delhi, he worked with Tata Motors Jamshedpur in the area of CAD/CAM and was engaged closely in digitization of engine components and foundry tooling development. Currently, in the capacity as Director IITD AIA Foundation for Smart Manufacturing, Dr. Jha is closely supporting manufacturing industry in absorbing new technologies to make them ready for next industrial revolution. Welcome, Professor Sunil Jha, sir, the master trainer. The floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Naman. So my responsibility today is to share the FSM vision and contribution to the Samarth Bharat. I think I will not take much time because I have been keep interacting with all of you during these last 2 months of training program. When we talk about this entity FSM, it has a long vision basically to make the Indian human resource ready for this next revolution that is coming up, that is Industry 4.0. As a young talent, as I have seen the enormous capability in you, what I can see based on the project that you have done and the way you learned the things. We see there are a lot of initiatives like FSMs are required basically to equip all young generation to understand these new technologies. So FSM, basically a foundation for smart manufacturing, is kind of facility which we have created to understand the technology and then to share the learning with all those who are interested, and maybe from the people from the industry or the young minds like you or the faculty members who would like to pitch in this direction. When it comes to talk about the Samarth Udyog and Samarth Bharat, actually what we are looking at, in fact, you have heard about the Atmanirbhar Bharat also. Let me just give you a very short and quick example that give me a lot of reason why should I pursue this kind of an objective. So my son is 10-year-old, and whenever he is interested to buy toys from just like a company like Lego, he always found the prices in dollar, and then he said, why these prices are so high, why the rupee is so low that I have to pay 70-80 rupees per dollar to get this kind of an stuff actually. So this curious, this inquisitive mind who wants to understand the economy, if you see that, I was just explaining him that we are not exporting a lot because through export we will get the foreign currency. The second thing, we are importing a lot because a lot of equipments, machinery we are importing in India. So we are sending all our currency outside. That's a very simple equation to understand how we can basically improve the value of our currency, and that the way economy will be improving. In fact, a lot of initiative by government in terms of indigenization, try to make all these equipments, devices, even all kind of goods inside the country. That is how it started with a Make in India approach. And then now we are talking about the Atmanirbhar Bharat. So we need to strengthen our economy in terms of manufacturing. If we are able to strengthen our manufacturing, certainly we will be improving our economy in a big sense. And that is where all these initiatives that we are doing today fit into them very perfectly. Because if we have to compete the manufacturing in the world, we need to upgrade ourselves in terms of the technology penetration in our manufacturing systems. And this initiative towards that is what we are looking at. If we want to have a larger contribution of manufacturing in GDP. And that can only happen when we are able to have competitive or manufacturing systems or the setups, machines being developed in India, producing components in India, and we are able to export this product outside and that will happen only when you match the quality that is available outside. So I think we are looking forward for that kind of an Indian economy where manufacturing will be going to contribute a significant chunk of the GDP. And certainly that will bring out more foreign currency to India, and then we will be able to improve the valuation of the rupee. I think this simple example will give us an enormous region or enough reason to understand the manufacturing scenario today and how we can make our whole manufacturing systems more competitive and able to match the quality that world is giving to you. So that's a simple message for all of you, those who want to pursue their career in the smart manufacturing and in industrial automation. Thanks, Naman, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Jha, sir. The session has really been an eye-opening talk for us. I would now request you to please, we would now take the opportunity to introduce Mr. Ravi Agarwal, sir, who will guide us on the industry academia responsibility in scaling up to global standards. A quick introduction to Mr. Ravi Agarwal, sir. Mr. Ravi Agarwal is currently functioning as the Managing Director for Pepperell Fuchs Factory Automation and looking after business in Middle East and India. He also serves as the President, Automation Industry Association. Mr. Agarwal is Director FSM IITD AIA Foundation for Smart Manufacturing at IIT Delhi. Associated with the field of process and manufacturing automation for many years, Mr. Agarwal has earlier worked with Industrial Design and Development Center at IIT Delhi and with ABB. Welcome, Mr. Ravi Agarwal, sir. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Naman. Thanks for the good work. The response.
Sir, we are losing your voice in between. Yeah.
Scaling up to global standards. In fact, that's not one but three distinct topics: industry, academia, responsibility, and the standards. Now, if I very quickly allude, due to paucity of time, on the periphery of these, in fact, the very success of a lot of technologies as deployed in different countries, the industry, academia, their development, their application, and further their improvement. But so much to say that any such collaboration is a confluence of its culture, its learning, and socio-economic environment. Why I say what I say, whatever is developed in US universities or German universities or French universities, Russian or Japanese universities, is having a very strong bearing on the technology as developed for that culture, for that kind of learning, and for that kind of socio-economic environment. Having said that, most of the modern technologies and products of industrial revolution which we are using were not actually evolving from it. We have been in this circumstance of adoption of technologies. And that is what in Dilip's word creates also a dichotomy on when there is an evolution of technology through an institution, there are better chances of having a direct steering on it, control of it, evolution of it, and application of it. Whereas in our current context of our country, we are more on the application sides of any product or ware that has been developed elsewhere. We can't correct that for that moment. However, two things I would like to now loop in. One is, as I go around different colleges, visit the hostels, visit the laboratories, whatever we might say about our prescribed system in education and technical institutions, over the last decade, what has massively changed is the openness of the delivering institutions in not only delivering the prescribed education syllabus, but opening of the labs, creation of projects, stimulation of learning, hands-on training, budgeting and fostering a good environment to the eager students. If I visit the institutions, I also see that children today, courtesy the digital tools, are so very eager because the demography is forcing us for excellence, and everybody is trying to learn more, grasp the contemporary knowledge, and make himself or herself very relevant. And that's what we are doing, all young guys want to learn things, have certification to increase their employability. However, behind the curtains, it's another revolution that is happening. We are, in fact, by our own needs and survival needs also, creating a kind of interface and a model in which competition and excellence is getting inbuilt. Second part of the road, which I was telling, was everything depends on culture, learning, and socioeconomic environment. And if you consider the case of our beloved country, the massive scale, the demographic and the democratic spread this country has, diversity it has, the multi-agency approach it is having, and the humongous requirements of its industry, and also the humongous resources it has in terms of its human capital, makes a very unique situation. Now, let me try and stitch two things which I'm saying together. That for any country, the industry and academia interface is actually the cradle out of which development and succession and progress of technology and manufacturing takes place. And India by far is so unique. Our expectation that we ape the model of somebody or somebody else is going to come and do this for us is not going to happen. But what is happening, and happily so, is that modern technologies, especially digitization, is enabling a lot of our students, a lot of our academia, and humongous needs and opportunity in the industry to come together. Therefore, in this cradle or crucible, which is getting created these days, there exists a lot of potency of collaboration, FSM being one very, very nice example in this. I have been observing how eagerly the participants applied to the internship and how the challenges came by, and despite this breakneck speed, which had been set deliberately and nicely, so many of the students actually did a fantastic job. And the problems so presented were actually analogous to the industrial scenarios. So there doesn't need to be a second example on this. It is right on the floors of FSM that this thing got created. Now, coming to standards, which is the base of the topic, I would like to deliver and submit that we should actually not look at some high mighty standards in globe, anywhere in the globe, and try to somehow meet it. But our country itself needs our own local recipe, aided by all the technology of goods, services, and platforms that is already there, to make the situation or the product worthwhile. That means extremities and diversities with which India operates. If we together from the academia and industry, taking in hand the technology, deliver and collaborate and deliver to our own industry, believe me, we will be setting standards that are actually even higher than the global standards. The only thing, the positive aspect I would like to leave you with is that, you know, we Indians are largely very collaborative people. Throughout our civilization, we have picked that. Whatever is best around, amalgamate it for the betterment of our society. So not leaving this technology apart, I believe the die is already cast. What we need is all eager people from either side of the table to come together and not only try to conform to any other kind of standards, but with that, I wish you all a very, very happy Independence Day. 75th year of our independence should be another cornerstone where India leapfrogs and through industry academia collaboration, see better days still. Over to you, Naman.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sharing the views on the industry academia responsibility. Now request Dr. MP Punia with the topic Learn in India and Transform India. We are delighted to have you on the floor, sir. Professor MP Punia is a meritorious graduate engineer from MBM Engineering College, Jodhpur, and MTech from IIT Delhi. He further secured PhD in thermal engineering from IIT Delhi with 27 years of experience in various capacities in different institutions, organizations. He was honored on 15th of August 2008 by the Government of Rajasthan for his meritorious services. Appointed as Director of National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research, Chandigarh, by the Government of India, Ministry of Human Resource Development. He has published several books and manuals in the field of mechanical engineering. Keeping in view his meritorious contributions in the field of technical education, he was awarded Eminent Engineering Personality Award 2012 on Engineers Day at Geeta Institute of Management and Technology, Kanipala, Kurukshetra. We are truly delighted to have you, sir, with us. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. It's a wonderful opportunity, in fact, to be the part of this very initiative, which has been taken by Department of Heavy Industries, then prominent academicians of the country, and same time industries are coming all together, which is a great combination. In fact, ministry, then academic leaders, and same time the industries, they are coming on a common platform and they are identifying quality strengths for imparting them such type of training, in fact, who can become the leaders, particularly in the areas of smart manufacturing. Probably it's a great example. We people, particularly our organization from where I'm coming, it is All India Council for Technical Education, for the introduction of everyone, and particularly and the industry people who are connected. AICT is meant basically for regulating the technical education in the country. Just slides I wanted to share, if you can give some freedom to me for sharing the slides. So All India Council for Technical Education is basically regulating the technical education, and which is very large in our country. If you
can share slides.
It's okay, it is correct. Now, first of all, about this smart revolution in manufacturing, that program. So I'm congratulating. And I was saying that as a regulator of technical education, and I'm saying we are running very large technical education system. If you compare all the countries in the world and our output in terms of engineering education, every year around 1 million engineering graduates are coming out into the market from our academic institutes. Above us, probably it is China, who are producing around 1.2 million students. Ours are 1 million. So very large in number. And at present, as far as engineering institutes are concerned, they are 3,500 plus in the country. Huge infrastructure in the country, hard infrastructure in the country, it has been created as far as engineering education is concerned. And foremost task is anyone who is coming out from our academic institutes, they should be acceptable by the society. Yesterday, when I was discussing with Professor Wadhwa Sahab, Anup Wadhwa ji, and the effort which professors which they have done, and I'm from the same institute. In fact, it's a very proud moment for me. Professor Sunil Jha and Professor Anup Wadhwa ji, the type of connect which they have established with the industries, and for us also it's a great sport. I'm saying AICT through our academic institute, 1 million engineering graduates are coming out every year, and foremost task is they should be technically sound, they should be professionally competent, and they should be socially relevant. As Mr. Agarwal sahab was saying, that important requirement is whatever our immediate problems are there, whatever our country's problems are there, forget about that those international standards. At least those solutions of those problems our students should be able to provide. So for we people as a regulator, those 1 million graduates who are coming out into the market, their acceptance, it is very important. We want they should become the strong human resource for the betterment of our industries. Industries will be growing if they'll be having talented human resource who are having expertise as far as hands-on part is concerned, or minds-on or hearts-on. They should be a complete human being who are visionary, who are talented, and who can take forward whatever assignment it is being given to them. Many a times, the suggestions which are coming from industries to our academic institutes, they are suggesting, first of all, the students who are graduating, who are coming out from our academic institutes, their fundamentals are weak. Basic knowledge of engineering or the area in which they have studied, industries are saying those fundamentals are weak. And second one, they are saying whatever curriculum, whatever subject, whatever the contents we are delivering to our students, whatever we are teaching, it is not relevant to industries. We people are teaching outdated content. The requirement of the industries are latest, the industry 4, which we are saying, where most of the emerging areas in which industries are expecting those type of graduates who can handle those type of problems. And in the academic institutes, we are unable to align with their requirement, the speed at which industries are moving, the type of technologies which they are using, or the processes which they are following, or the quality which they are to give of the products or cost of the product. Everything they are saying that they are competing at global level, but the human resource which is available through our academic institute, it is not of that repute, it is not of that use. Either they need very strong training for that one, or even many of them are not even relevant for giving the training also. So their curriculum is outdated. Then they are saying about the current development, students are not knowing. Practically, industries are saying students are weak. So many suggestions industries are giving, even about the attitude of the students. They are saying students are not willing to work up to the maximum potential at which they are supposed to give. The students are quite materialistic. Even some small jump in the package, if they are getting, they are moving from one industry to another one. They are not taking ownership. So many suggestions, in fact, they are giving. They are saying to us, industries are saying to us, at the end of 4 years of examination, academic institutes are giving one mark sheet where it has been mentioned that CGPA of the student is 7 or 7.5 or 8 something. Industries are saying we are not concerned with that CGPA. We are concerned what exactly they are able to do for the betterment of their organization, their communication skills, their dedication, their sincerity, their team building capabilities, their leadership abilities, and the way they are behaving with others, the time management, many attributes, in fact, they are searching into the graduates. So industries are saying change your curriculum, change your teaching learning processes, even the assessment system, the way we are assessing in our academic institutes. Industries are saying you are categorizing your students on the basis of their capability to remember. So remembering old-fashioned the assessment system, industries are saying it is being followed, and exposure to the students, practical part, solving the problem, critical thinking, decision making, devising the new processes, new products. In those areas, industries are saying that our students are weak. And same time, industries are saying theory continuously we are teaching, we are not connecting with that theory with application. Practically, they don't know much. So the suggestions which are coming out regularly, one assignment AICT has given some 2 years back to Stanford University, that industries are saying that our students are not innovative, they are unable to solve the problems. their critical thinking are weak. So we have given one assignment to Stanford University that at least you please do go in our schools, because in higher education students which are coming out, they are coming out from the schools. So we said, go into the schools and please identify what are the weaknesses in our school going students, particularly 11th and 12th. The team of Stanford University has gone in many of the schools of the country, and they have assessed the capabilities of our students, particularly in high order thinking. The high order thinking, the type of exposure which they have got through this intensive program, which has been organized by industries and ministry, as well as IIT academicians, and many more were connected with this one. So particularly this high order thinkings, where they can resolve the problems, where they can provide the solution of the problems, where they can design the new system, where they can find out the faults in the system, where they can optimize the processes. So in that high order thinkings, they have tried to assess our students, school going students, and they have compared our students with Chinese and Russian students. When they submitted their reports just 6 months back, they said Indian school going students are weaker as compared to Chinese and Russian students, particularly in these areas: high order thinking, problem solving, decision making, critical thinking. So when we try to analyze what is the reason why our students are weak, one side we are saying Indian students are most talented, they are doing wonders. Our doctors, our lawyers, our architects, they are wonderful, and not only in our country, in all parts of the globe, they are contributing, they are doing the miracles. But the bottleneck which we are assuming, in fact, in school education, probably the autonomy which is needed to the students, that sort of autonomy we are not providing. Even in our family system, being parents, being guardians, whatever we are saying, that is correct, and whatever children are speaking, we are not giving ear to that one. Even in school education, teachers are speaking, students are listening, no communication, no argument, no strong discussions are there. So no autonomy probably we are giving. But the beautiful part of that report is, they are saying when students are coming into higher education institutes, when they are coming into universities and IITs, NITs, our higher learning institutes, that time where autonomy, when it is available, when students are working in teams, when they are working on projects, when they are working on the problems which need solution. So when team building environment is there, when team building opportunities are there, when they are staying in the hostel, sitting in the canteen, when they are discussing each other, and when autonomy is available, that time learning curve of our Indian students are much faster as compared to Chinese and Russian students. So that's a beautiful part, and probably the best advantage of this internship which has been provided, that we have given autonomy, we have given opportunity to the students, and 24 students we have taken forward out of 900. Probably they are the cream, and remaining also, if opportunity will be coming, they'll also do the wonders. So that study is saying that upper part of this Bloom's taxonomy, when analysis of the problem, creating new products, or evaluating the problems are concerned, there our students are weak. Remembering, understanding, and applying that knowledge, probably our students are reasonable, but higher order thinking part, they are weak. So this internship which has been given, and these students are not from IITs, not from NITs, not from the Central Institute, they are from second tier our cities or the institutes which are normal institutes in the remotest corner of the country. Students came forward, and online training which it has been given. I was seeing all the processes, even some of the experts I was listening also. So it's amazing. So AICT has taken some initiatives during last 4 years. We have revised whole curriculum. We have invited industry people, we have invited prominent academicians, and we said, you revise the curriculum, and as per the needs of the industries. Earlier, the number of credits which students were supposed to earn 220, now it is 160 only. So enough space is available. Now students can think, they can put their ideas into some useful thinking, and finally it can be converted useful products also. Then teachers training also. Many changes we have done in the curriculum, but who will teach? Many emerging areas we have put into our curriculum, and just like artificial intelligence, data sciences, cyber security, robotics, everything we have kept, but who will teach? So teachers training is also mandatory. Last year, with the help of industries, with the help of most of our IITs, NITs, Central Universities, we have imparted trainings to some 1.5 lakhs teachers. Thanks to this pandemic situation, we could connect through online many of the teachers, as well as our experts, our soft infrastructure which country was having. We have started some induction program for the students. When they are entering from school to colleges, first 21 days, there should not be regular classes, just they like to have understanding, they like to have synchronization with the system which they are getting into our higher education institute. innovation and startups, that culture we have tried to strengthen. We are having now innovation cell in AICT funded by Ministry of India. Many hackathons every year we are conducting, not only at national level, even at global level. Singapore hackathon we had, ASEAN countries hackathon we had. So our students are providing solutions to international problems also. Mandatory internship we are having for 6 months. Students are supposed to go into the industry during those 4 years of their UG program, and they let to learn, they let to understand what exactly it is happening inside the industries. In first year, inside the campus, they can take internship. After second year, the people who are sitting on the roadside, small people who are repairing some scooter, motorcycle, air conditioner, we are connecting our students with those people. And after third year, actually, they are going into the industry and they are doing the internship. Even in this program, which is say can become for 6 months also, can be in pieces 2 months, 2 months, 2 months like this one. So we can connect our students with this type of smart manufacturing initiative, which is there even for 6 months also. Some of the institutes are keeping 6 months training at one stage. In some of the places in pieces it is there. Even our MTech students to whom we are giving scholarship, those students are available for 1 year. So those students also can be connected with this one. Even for new teachers who are entering into teaching profession, for them 1 month internship is mandatory. Even if those teachers also can be connected. So 1 teacher, 2 MTech students, 4 BTech students, if that type of composition in this initiative, if we can keep, probably it will be a great help. Whole system of examination we have reformed. We are not asking how many wheels car is having. Now in our examination pattern, we are asking there are 4 wheels. Why 4 wheels are there? The comprehension of that problem and knowledge which they are having, how that knowledge can be applied. Every institute will have to have now accreditation, will be giving approval only if they are accredited. In perspective plan, in all emerging areas which is coming out regularly as per the needs of industry 4, our curriculum, our branches which we are giving, that is according to that one. And in every institute there is industry readiness cell. Every institute will have to sign 5 MOUs with neighboring industries, nearby industries. And for teachers training, even how teaching it has to be done, mandatory 8 modules we have created. It is available online, particularly for new teachers. They should understand what is the role of a teacher in the society, what are the expectations of the society from the teachers, their communication skills, their dedication, everything. Then 1 month internship for the teachers, I'm saying for new teachers. After doing this 8 modules of this pedagogy, 1 month internship, then they are coming to the academic institute, but under the guidance of some senior teacher, they are teaching. It is mentored teaching. So more stress we are giving to how teaching can be improved. We are having alliance of edtech companies. We have brought all edtech companies, majority of the edtech companies who are good on a common platform. It is NEET platform for enhancing the employability of the students. 6 hours, 7 hours they are spending inside the classes. Remaining time, how students can be strengthened by the digital contents, which has been developed by many of the industry people that we have brought. In internship portal we have created. Even this activity we can bring through our internship portal also. Industries are registering on the internship portal. They are saying that these many students we can take for the purpose of internship. Students are also registering from other side. So matchmaking on our AICT internship portal, it is available. Atal Academy we have created where experts are imparting training to teachers. And IP literacy program we are having. Indian knowledge system we have created, one cell we have created into our AICT, that what exactly we Indians were, why we were special, what is our contribution of the betterment of humankind. So all sort of education we are trying to impart. Every year we will be assessing our strengths. The industries are saying that these are the weaknesses, but it is after going out from academic institutes, and there is no space for improving that one. We are saying every year, after first year, after second year, after third year, we'll be doing students learning assessment. And if some gaps are there, we'll try to change curriculum or teaching learning processes, or some internship or some project work we'll be giving in such a way, so that when they are going out, they should be of a great use of the industries. We are doing the ranking of the institutes on the basis of innovation. Our academic leaders are getting training with the help of some UK sport we are doing. This is learning assessment system where core competencies as well as aptitude of the students are being tested online. That sort of arrangement we have done. We are connecting our schools also. Many training programs we are keeping for school teachers. AICT is helping. If schools will be strengthened, then certainly quality of the students will be better. This is National Education Alliance for Technology portal, where thousands of students are registered and many industry people who have created this content. these 15 baskets are there. In different baskets, different e-contents are available, and basically for increasing the employability of the student. Examination pattern we have changed. We are saying application of the knowledge, comprehending the problems, and how the problem can be analyzed. On the basis of that, one student should be assessed. And as far as critical thinking abilities are concerned, those should be strengthened with these type of program, intensive or with the help of hackathon. And we want that anyone who is having any sort of knowledge, they should become the margdarshak of our students. They are the future of the country. They are dreams of our, and certainly they should be converted into strong human resource. They are just like human beings. They are youth. They are young. So those youth should be converted into some useful human resource who can change the shape of the country. Thank you very much for giving opportunity, and hope our bonding, our networking, AICT and all industries and academic institute, I think it can bring the change. Thank you very much for giving opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for the motivation and the information. The knowledge shared by you is certainly going to enable the academicians to prepare the young generation and skilling every young mind. FSM is always ready to provide extended support in refining the skills and abilities to the young nation. I think together we'll definitely get to a change in the education system by skilling India, and the young minds will definitely support the nation in skilling themselves up and giving a better future to the Indian industry. Thank you so much, sir. We now proceed with the panel discussion. The panel discussion will be moderated by Mr. Anup Wadhwa, sir, and the honorable panelist, Mr. Sunil Mehta, sir, Mr. Nataraj MR, sir, Mr. Vishnu Kumar, and Mr. Devansh Atre. Proceeding to the introductions, we have with us Mr. Anup Wadhwa, sir. Mr. Anup Wadhwa is an alumnus of IIT Delhi, from where he completed his bachelor's degree in technology in electrical and electronics in 1975. His passion for digital electronics started in college and later took him to an exciting career in the field of industrial automation. Mr. Wadhwa has served in BHEL, a premier public sector company, Rock Automation, a leading technology MNC, and Samtel. Currently responsible for creating the Samarth Udyog ecosystem, bringing in automation industry, machine builders, IT costs, integrators, and academia. Welcome, sir. Mr. Sunil Mehta, sir. Mr. Sunil Mehta, a Bachelor of Engineering, Electronics and Telecommunications from Pune University, started his career as a production engineer with Meesing Systems, Pune in the year 1989. He worked in production development and engineering department and developed PLC-based solutions for automotive printing, plastic, textile, and other industries. He was heading automotive business development department of Mitsubishi Electric India Factory Automation and Industrial Division. In his current position, he is promoting e-factory concept of Mitsubishi Electric, Japan for smart manufacturing. He has additional responsibility as a chairman of CLPA India, CC-Link Partners Association, to expand CC-Link Industrial Ethernet network in Indian manufacturing industries. Welcome, sir. We have Mr. M.R. Nataraj with us. Mr. M.R. Nataraj is General Manager, Human Resources of the professionally managed Bharat Freight Werner Limited. He has contributed over 200 articles of academic excellence on human resource management and development to the Avenues column of the leading English daily Deccan Herald and to the columns of other leading national English news dailies. Mr. Nataraj has been given with several national and state level awards that includes Outstanding Young Bangalorean and National Scholastic Award from National Institute of Personnel Management. Mr. Nataraj published several law books in Kannada, and his books in English, HR Report and Industrial Disputes, etc. HR Reports and Industrial Disputes Act have passed of readers and gained wide acceptance at national and international levels. Welcome, sir. We welcome Mr. Vishnu Kumar, a BTech Mechatronics engineer from SRM Institute of Science and Technology. He works on converting legacy machines to smart machines, automation, AR, and IoT platforms. worked on various PLC systems, including Rockwell, Siemens, Mitsubishi, Codesys, Schneider, Delta, and Omron, and integrating the same in Cyber Physical Factory at IIT Delhi, conducting trainings on smart training kits, explaining the various features of Industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing. Glad to have you here on the platform, Vishnu.
Thank you, sir.
Another panelist, we have Mr. Devansh Atre from Deenbandhu Choturam University of Science and Technology. Glad to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
I would now request Mr. Anup Wadhwa, sir, to please take over.
Thank you, Naman, for introducing all our panelists. And may I now request all of them to switch on their cameras. Mr. Natraj.
I think Mr. Natraj is not in the meeting.
What happened? I'm sure he got the link. Naman?
Yeah, I think he is in the attendee.
Yes, sir.
Let me just move him actually. Just a minute.
Okay. Yeah, he's just messaged he's there.
Yeah, so I moved him to the panelist now.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Natraj. You can switch on your camera because I would like to actually start the conversation with you.
Hello.
Yes.
Are you able to hear me, sir?
Yes, we're able to see you, but if you can have a little more light, we'll see you better.
Right.
We are seeing a lovely background, but a little more light on your. Okay.
Okay, come on the other side. Otherwise. Is this now okay, sir?
Yes, yes, much better. Yes.
Okay, sir.
So, Mr. Natraj, you are different from most of the other speakers and the panelists who are all coming from a highly technical and technology background. I would like to actually get you to respond to the feedback which Professor Punia from the AICT alluded to when he spoke about the quality of engineers which are entering the industry and the industry feedback, etc., etc. And this is more directed to you as an HR professional. What do you think manufacturing industry needs to do and is also doing to make it a worthy profession for the smart generation of engineers which are coming out through various systems such as our internships? Tell us, how manufacturing is great for them and what can also be done further to ensure that we do not have to face this gap where the industry says that I'm not getting the right people, and the bright people saying, I don't want to go into manufacturing because I get a better job in Citibank or in Reckitt and Coleman.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, that we have been privileged to hear about the industry experts as well as academic experts in the last 1 hour. And we were hearing Dr. MP Punia, the Vice Chairman AICT, and whatever the feedback she has received from the industry still holds good. we are conducting interviews to get the candidates from colleges to our manufacturing setup, which is one of the best in Bangalore and also one of the best in the industry as far as the machine tool or engineering industry is concerned. But we find big gap between the our industry needs and the talent availability. Most of the students, especially from Tier 2 cities, and are graduated and coming to hear us, coming to interviews. Most of the time, they find it difficult to answer our simple questions also. For example, they say that they are interested in smart manufacturing, all these things. But simple question as to what is Industry 4.0, if you ask them, they are not able to answer. And that is the kind of the students coming from the colleges. It is very difficult, we find, that to train them or to accommodate in a better position or company or any company. See, it is our intention to have these young talents and develop them as future leaders. But either that they are not interested to stay in a company for a long time, or they are motivated only in the salaries, or they lack these learning abilities, and especially they lack creativity. This is the biggest problem. See, working in a manufacturing industry is a different experience. In colleges, what they have been told by their professors or academic experts is exactly not known to us. They might have been presented with a rosy picture ahead. But in the industry, especially in the manufacturing industry, there is a bright future availability is there, provided the persons or the students are really good and they want to make a career here. Salaries, opportunities, learning opportunities are very, very high actually. And normally during the interviews, we ask them a question as to what is their career plan. They are not able to answer. And what for they are joining a company, mainly they say that it is for the salary. And most of their questions are revolving around the welfare facilities they get. So far in the last mostly 100 interviews, except one or two, nobody has asked me as to what is the opportunity for career development in a company, how my performance is evaluated, what are the learning opportunities available here, how my talent or my qualification is having a better future here, what guarantees will give me, in what way that I can invest my knowledge here in the first 2 years or 3 years, though I am not interested much in the money. The first 2 years, 3 years, the students coming out from the industries must know that it is an opportunity for them to learn. They should try to learn as much as possible. The first 5 years, if they learn, it will keep their career for another 25 years. What they learn in the first 5 years in the industry, if they are very, very serious, another 25 years, they can be very safe actually. And in the manufacturing industries, the scope is very, very large. You find different kind of people here, different kind of opportunities, people's skills. You have opportunities to learn everything and become the best leader here, industry leader here. Money is not money should not be the only criteria as for the students who are coming and joining industries. At least in the initial stage of their career. This is my sincere opinion. And industries also should cooperate with the government or the AICTE or the colleges or any other institutes to build this career. We had earlier this training centers earlier, where soft skills and other skills were provided to the existing employees. But Department for Skill Development, like in the Government of India Ministry of Skill Development is there, for example. After 4 or 5 years after the Modi government has come, this new industry has been created. Having a department, especially for the skill development in respect of this smart manufacturing, should be a good idea, I feel that. We are also trying our best to establish a kind of department here so that we can train the existing people as well as the future employees. And we must also know that having only 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 leaders with this smart manufacturing technology is not sufficient. There are a large number of people, ITF people, diploma holders and other B graduates. They should also be included in this drive. They should also be taken simultaneously along with the other people. Otherwise, there would be a big gap between the X and Y. And the other thing is that the project works, for example, most of the engineering students, what the project work they are doing seems to be relevant. They are studying mechanical, they are doing something else, electronics, they are doing something else. So that connectivity is not it is not encouraging trend, and they are also not able to explain as to why they chose such a project work, in what way it helped their qualification or degree. This is also one observation is there. And what I feel that they should be told about the realities of the industries. During their education, they should be told about the realities of the industry. They should be trained, and that the right mindset should be there. Highly individualistic today's employees, new employees are there. The moment you say something, they get very emotional, very sensitive. You say something, you criticize something, you suggest them something, immediately they think of leaving the company, leaving the job. This mindset should not be there. So much sensitivity is not advisable.
Great. Thank you for sharing this. Yes, manufacturing industry is a hard industry, but we like to also make it an interesting workplace. Now I would like to turn this question a little bit and ask my colleague from Mitsubishi, Sunil. Mr. Mehta, you've been doing a grand job promoting automation amongst various colleges. I attended one of your meets called the Mitsubishi Cup. And it was so, interesting to see the kind of energy these teams had exhibited. What I was left wondering that day, and today I'm asking you this question, if one company can generate so much interest, we have a lot of companies behind us in FSM, including Mitsubishi. If we put things together and we create, along with AICT mentorship, something like a national challenge, a grand national cup, and borrowing from the cricket turnaround which happened with IPL, that a lot of youngsters from smaller cities began to play with global champions. Do you think something like that is possible? Because this area of smart manufacturing, A, is brand new, B, it's hyper exciting, and C, it calls for a lot of interface between just the cerebral thinker and the actual problems and issues which we face on the shop floor. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, good afternoon, and thank you, Anup, for this opportunity. And I think FSM is doing really wonderful job, and IIT has got a glamour. So definitely, IIT is one of the top institutes in India for technology. From Mitsubishi point of view, as you correctly said, that last couple of years, we are working with the universities to bridge the gap. So what we are doing is that we are working with different universities across India. We are setting up their labs. We are providing the factory automation products. We are providing the trainings to the faculties so that these factory automation products like PLCs, HMI, servo system, drive systems, robotics, all these things, energy equipments and all these things. So people, the faculty members, and further the students can understand these new technologies and upcoming technologies. And from Japanese perspective, when we say Industry 4.0, we called it as e-factory. So those concepts we are trying to make more aware among the students. As a part of, you correctly said that EMI Cup is one of the event which we carry out across India, and that's an interesting event where we announce those events on our website, and we get almost 400 plus entries. And usually the topic is smart manufacturing or energy management and these things. So those type of topics which are relevant to the industry and which are relevant for the new upcoming engineers. So there we try to see that we provide them the factory, or we select maybe out of 400, we select out of 480 or something like that entries. And then we provide them necessary hardwares, we provide them the training, and from our office, we appoint one mentor, a regional office. So like we've got offices across India. And so that we try to see that in 3 months, the 35 entries or the 35 shortlisted teams bring a complete working model, a working setup at one location. So we did this type of event in Nirma University, in COEP in Pune, and we also did in Bangalore also. And we work with Manav Rachna and all these things. So there are various institutions and universities we are working very closely. And that's a really interesting event. Now, when you talk about like IPL or something like that, that event is also possible. And maybe using the platform like FSM or maybe AI, and we can really work one modular where we can have this type of event, which will bring a lot of talent, and which will also see that the industry members and the university members or the academia can come together. And then smart manufacturing, industry 4.0, cloud, big data, IoT, IIoT, all these things can become more familiar among the students as well as the faculty members. That is really required. And from Mitsubishi point of view, we are doing it in a certain way. But of course, India is a big country, as been said, that over 10 million students pass out engineering every year. So we need to have a lot of industries participating into it, and we can make a really, with FSM as well as with AIA contribution, we can make a good event, which will be possible, where we can get many young talents and the faculty members together to make show where this type of technologies can be shown, or maybe sort of competitions can be done, and we can have many things can be possible on the floor. Last year, unfortunately, because of this pandemic situation, this Mitsubishi Electric Cup has not happened. But otherwise, every year we are continuously doing this type of activities, and we are trying to see that we work very closely with the institution and universities as far as Mitsubishi Electric is considered. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thanks for that encouragement. I guess we just probably also need to factor in that we'll have to bring in the actual user also to these platforms, so that the issues Mr. Nataraj raised, we have to bring, sensitize them to actual manufacturing challenges, and not, give them just a cerebral high as to.
Just to add, when we do EMI Cup, we always invite the industry senior members to visit the booths and to see the whatever student has exhibited, the working models. And our experience is that many of the industries has sponsored or maybe took that projects for production or something like that, and also they have offered them the jobs on the fly itself. So that's our experiences last couple of years.
Okay, great.
I would like to say one small thing, sir, that see, earlier this AICT had this scheme called NEEM scheme. One facilitator called NTTF, Network Technical Training Foundation. Before engaging these trainees at an industry, they used to give 45 days classroom training at the institute, and about 45 days initial induction program in the industry. Thereafter only they were engaged on training. Such model would be of great help, actually, to be frank with you.
Yes. That aspect of bringing a sense to the budding engineer of what is a shop floor environment. So it doesn't seem to be an out of place thing if he goes there for employment, imagining that everything will be like in a, IT kind of an environment. Manufacturing environment is slightly different. Now I'd like to call upon, one of the younger bright minds of FSM, Vishnu, And Vishnu represents the kind of transformation Dr. Jha has ignited initially in the boundary walls of FSM, and now he's spreading it through the internship all over India. Vishnu came to FSM as a first employee fresh from college, and we have put him through fire. We have given him all the kind of challenges which Mr. Nataraj is alluding to, getting people to do jobs which they may have least expected to do. And he's done that very willingly and gladly. So I want to acknowledge you, Vishnu, personally, but also through you, I want to acknowledge all the other team members of FSM. Last year, we participated in the BRICS competition on, I think it was on AR or IoT, I forget. And the FSM team representing two of his colleagues came first. So that we have tried to correct the records that, we are behind Russia and China. We can also be first where we put our best foot forward. The question to you, Vishnu, is, you've been a mentor in this whole process of the internships, and through the youngsters like you, Dr. Jha has been able to reach out to more than a few hundred engineers. If you had to do the second time, what are the learnings you have had from your experience as a mentor? Tell us also some of the challenges. So a quick sharing from you on this, Vishnu.
So thank you so much, sir, for having me today on this panel discussion. And I would also like to thank on behalf of all mentors of FSM to FSM management team for arranging us such an amazing internship for 2 months. So with that note, I would like to share the learning part that I have acquired during the course of internship. Is that first thing is that project, because technical knowledge we are getting every day and we are learning something new. But apart from this, the opportunity to learn the project management, where we schedule some kind of activities and the milestones for that particular project, and then time management and making the things ready for the students to get the resources on time. Everything has been a learning from this internship. Adding to that, secondly, what I learned from this mentoring process is like, keep it simple. The less information, the more the idea can be flowing, and the students will come out with some ideas which are not expected by us, or which is new to the industry as well. So that is the second thing. And then third thing is that the end result doesn't really matter, because if you are not enjoying the process, then there is no point in giving out something as end result. So it applies for both, like student, if is he willing to implement something new and is he dedicated to that project, as well as for the mentor. I am interested in connecting with the people, so that I am giving my time to invest something to implement something new for the industry. So these are the learning that I got from this internship as a mentor. And then about the challenges, the one most important thing is that since this internship period has been fully on remote and online, so the one critical part where how can I give the students the feel of an industry, because they are working on industry machines. So they should be aware about the machine and its functionalities and what kind of technologies were used in that. So to explain those things were the challenging part, where we managed to deliver to some amount, I guess. And then about the second point is that always keeping them motivated and excited, so that they don't get dropped in the middle, or they don't lose interest in the middle. So that was a challenge that I had. Apart from this, the deadlines that we have to make for every week, the milestones basically. So these are the things that we have to manage, and then we have to keep connected with the people, so that they give the deliverables on time. So these were the challenges that I had during this course of internship. And answering to your question that what I would be doing if I am given an opportunity to do something different next time. So we have had a final presentations from the selected students. So do you remember gave that feedback like what kind of exploration part that we can work on, like anything that we are doing already is being repeated, so we can explore something which is not explored yet, or we can something try out new. So I would like to try out something new for the next internship, and then the rest the information will be provided to the students so that they can come up with some ideas, and then I'll be more openly taking them with brainstorming and getting new ideas from them, and then start from there as much. So over to you, sir.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you, Vishnu. And certainly, your feedback and your sharing is good. And I'm sure, we'll reassemble with all your colleagues and we'll try and create, a next big leap in that area. But staying on with your very wise words that at the end of the day, we need to enjoy the process. Let me ask the final panelist, our young boy from Murthal, Devansh. Devansh, what was most interesting for you during this 2-month journey with FSM? And what did you felt challenged by the strictness of the FSM schedule and the demands it had to, on a weekly basis?
Thank you, sir. Reflecting back on this period, I would like to say that it was a very insightful experience, both about the industry and about my own self as well. And exciting part was like daily when the internship started, we had several orientation programs where several technological streams were used to demonstrate a possible use case scenario. So that was something that was entirely new to me, and I had never thought that some of these technologies are being already implemented. So that was definitely an eye-opener. And overall, the whole internship was quite exciting. Each day there was a new challenge, and building a one functionality on one day and then improving it on the other was something that kept us pumped up throughout this period. And coming to the challenges, I would like to say that the main challenge which I encountered during this period was that we had to think in terms of the target user, which we were, which would be our potential user for the application. So that part was very new as well as hard, because our potential user in my project were people on the shop floor, as well as the people who are managing the whole plant. So to adapt to their thought process and to come up with the expectation and constraints that we have. So that was something that was really challenging. And finally, the one challenge I also faced was that during the project implementation, it was very easy to implement the project as such, but to deliver final value to the user was something of a challenge coming from like a fresher background. So that was it.
Great. I could have gone on this conversation. I would have loved to do a second round, but looking at the clock, I think we have also overshot the time, and now it's a moment for all. We've been waiting for the award ceremony. So thank you, Mr. Nataraj. Thank you, Sunil. Thank you, Vishnu and Devansh. I hope Professor Punia has got some more insights, and I'm sorry, Dr. Punia, we will not be able to extend this panel discussion, but definitely on behalf of FSM, my thanks to you for coming, and also a promise that we will come back to you with definite resolve to work together with you.
Thank you.
Over to you, Naman, now for the final ceremony. Let's have it while Professor Punia is still with us.
So for the final ceremony, I would request Professor Sunil Jha to take over. The floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, thanks for this opportunity that I will be finally declaring the outcome of this internship program. And let me just quickly brief you about this. So that is what the statistics Naman has informed in the beginning itself. Good thing is that we have given opportunity to all those who have shown interest to learn first. Actually, that is the first week of internship that they have been acquainted with, or they have been shared all the learning required to understand the project background and what exactly the technology is all about. And out of that, then they find out where they find an interest. And FSM has defined almost 40 plus project ideas actually based on the experience that they had and some of the industry related problems that we are trying to address. So out of those 40 plus ideas, they have to pick up one of the project idea based on the interest and understanding of the technology. And that's how the project has been selected by the interns. And I congratulate all 82 those who have finished it successfully. So that's a pride moment for us. Initially, we planned to have this internship only for 25 people. That is what we have started. But after seeing the overwhelming response to the applications, we have decided to go with whatever the number people are trying to commit to work for the projects. So that's how I'll congratulate through this forum all 82 who has finished their internship successfully. They have done best efforts. They have completed the projects. I think let's a big hand to them. Out of those 82, those who have completed successfully these projects, our idea is basically to identify the project ideas which has a real innovative component, and industry also find it interesting and where they can be further extended also. So we have gone through a selection process, and there we have selected 24 projects where the students made the presentations actually before the jury from the industry. And then out of that, we have selected 10 for the cash reward from the FSM. So today I'm going to announce those 10 cash rewards. These are the areas. We have kept the theme of the smart industrial machinery as a theme for this internship. We have floated the projects in the domain of industrial IoT, the implementation of the augmented reality in manufacturing, the machine learning implementation for manufacturing, real-time dashboards, robotics in smart manufacturing, and industrial automation. I would like to thank all the jury members who has helped us in identifying the best projects during this process. So as a FSM team, we are completely out of this selection. We have just facilitated the process of identification of good projects. So we had esteemed jury from the industry. We have industrial IoT implementation, Mr. Kalyan Ram from Electrono Solutions, Mr. Subham Khandelwal from PTC. We have esteemed jury on the machine learning implementation for manufacturing, Mr. Prakash Vinod from CMTI. We have Piyush Pankaj and Souvik Chatterjee from MathWorks, and Mr. Suraj Patil from C4I4 Lab. We have jury member K. Srinath from Mac Machine Tools on augmented reality in manufacturing, and Mr. Tushar Ghosh from PTC. I would also like to thank Sudipta V from Deloitte. She does the project on the real-time dashboard and mobile apps. We have esteemed jury member from Omron, Sandeep Garge and Rahul Patil, who judge the projects on the robotics, and Mr. Ashif Shah from AKGC Skills. And finally, we had a jury member on industrial automation, Mr. Sunil Mehta from Mitsubishi, and Mr. Vivek Gupta from Rockwell Automation. So this esteemed jury has gone through all the project ideas that has been shortlisted for this award. And I'm hopeful that the outcome is certainly well appreciated by the interns also. So now let me announce the awards of this internship. So first I will start with
Dr. Jha, sir, I'm really sorry to interrupt. There is a slight overlapping at the base of the PPT slide. Please look into it if something can be done.
Yeah, sure. Let me just see that. I see that this. Is it better now or still?
So the overlapping is still persisting. It's hiding the www.ifsm.in. Now it's in the center of the screen.
Oh, actually, it's in a Zoom window. Let me see that. How can I handle that? Is it better now?
Yeah, is it? It's better now, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So let me continue on this. So the award for the industrial IoT automation, the first award is to Mr. Devansh Atre for the project web-based web app-based dashboard using MATLAB for the smart lathe machines under the mentorship of S. Vishnu Kumar. Let's give him a big hand for this, so everyone can clap for him. And the project that he has done is an excellent contribution where he has created a lot of dashboards on a completely different platform where industry is not that familiar to implement. So MATLAB has been used for implementing the complete platform. So as an appreciation for his efforts, we have given him a token of appreciation, this cash award of 5,000 rupees. Congratulations, Devansh. The second best project award in the industrial IoT domain is by Disha Garg from Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University for Women. Again, the project is on implementation of IoT on smart lathe machine under mentorship of S. Vishnu Kumar. She has also created a lot of dashboards based on IoT data. So dashboards for the operator, the maintenance people. So she has really played around with the technology to come out with this nice implementation. The appreciable part is that they have not interacted, as Devansh was mentioning, that they have not interacted with the operators as such. They have to visualize what kind of an applications to be created for the different role holders in the factory, and they come out with a nice implementations. Congratulations, Disha, for this. And we have been giving you this token amount of rupees 5,000 as a cash award for this achievement. So congratulations once again. Let's give her a big hand. Now, these are the two projects in industrial IoT. Now I'll move towards the projects on the augmented reality in manufacturing. The first award in augmented reality in manufacturing goes to Shantanu Pavitwar. He has implemented AR on the multi-processes robotic cell for maintenance activity. Congratulations, Shantanu. And he's from MIT Academy of Engineering, Pune. He worked under mentorship of S. Vishnu Kumar. He has done all these augmented reality implementation, which is certainly a very exciting ideas for the industry. How a particular product is not functional, how that can be maintained with the help of the guidance from the applications that can be created on the mobile phone. So this is a wonderful application that has been developed during his project. So we award cash rupees 5,000 to Shantanu Pavitwar for this achievement of the best project. Congratulations once again. The next project in the AR is Industry 4 implementation using AR for the collaborative robot, Priyanka from DCRAST Murthal under mentorship of Vaibhav Anand. So she has implemented the AR for learning the cobot and controlling the cobot functionality. That is how these are the various collaborative robots has been created, and their augmented reality experiences has been created so that you will be able to see the robots performing through your mobile phone. You can control the different joints by using a sliders, and certainly later on you can integrate with the real robot also to see the functionality being visualized in AR is also being implemented physically. So congratulations, Priyanka, for this achievement, and we are awarding you rupees cash 5,000 rupees. The next set of projects are in the machine learning implementation for manufacturing. The first award in the machine learning implementation for smart manufacturing goes to Aditya Ranade from Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Institute of Technology, Vasat. He has implemented computer vision based product quality inspection under mentorship of Devesh Tarasia. He has done the implementation of various machine learning algorithms to detect the defects into the part And that is how his algorithm can able to identify the okay part or not okay parts, or the defective parts can be detected. So he has tried out a lot of algorithms for implementing this, and these are some of the results from his research work that he has done. So congratulations, Aditya, for this achievement, and looking forward that you will further keep on implementing this. As a token of appreciation, we'll award you rupees 5,000 for this achievement. Thank you. Next project in the machine learning domain goes to Rishabh Garg from BITS Pilani, KK Birla Goa campus. He has implemented machine learning for the fault detection of a smart lathe machine. Again, he worked under the mentorship of Devesh Tarasia. So he has developed a nice app for this, so that you can try out various algorithms. Sometimes it's difficult for the people from industry to understand deep on these algorithms, but if you can provide them in a suitable tool to explore that, I think that is the project that he has done, so that they can just drag and drop a particular model and they can see out the results, and then that's really helpful for predicting the life of the products. Yeah. So congratulations, Rishabh Garg, for achieving this, and so here is your cash award of rupees 5,000. The next award in the machine learning implementation goes to Soumya Jetawat from Techno India NGR Institute of Technology. Congratulations, Soumya. So she has implemented ML Kit with Android app integrations. She also worked under the mentorship of Devesh Tarasia. So she built an app on an Android mobile phone, and through which you can implement the machine learning actually. So one of the good examples that she has demonstrated is the pressure gauge reading, or the similar analog gauges which are in the factory floor, which cannot be digitized as it is right now, because you need to put the sensors to get the reading from the these devices. So you can use this kind of an app which has been developed on a machine learning on an Android platform, where you can point out your camera and the data is being captured from the analog gauges. So that's a project she has done, and congratulations once again, Soumya, for this. And we have been awarding you rupees 5,000 cash for this project. Now let's come to the projects on the robotics implementation in smart manufacturing. So the first project for implementation of robotics in smart manufacturing goes to Atharvesh Pandey from Tarna Engineering College, Nerul. He worked under the mentorship of Dhruv Talwar. He implemented an autonomous guided vehicle using ROS2, that is a robot operating system platform. He has designed a robot and then he has made it moving in the simulated environment. He captured the environment data and generated the map with the help of RGBD camera. So instead of using a LiDAR, he has attempted to get the data through the RGBD camera, being the cost of the LiDAR is very high. So this is one of the good solutions that he had demonstrated as a part of his project. So congratulations, Athar, for this achievement, and we are awarding 5,000 rupees as a cash prize from the FSM. The next project in the robotics being awarded for the best project is by Pranav Jhunjhunwala from Shiv Nadar University. He worked under the mentorship of Rajesh Bhatt from FSM. He designed and implemented the path planning for workpiece in the welding cell. So it's in a completely new concept of robotic welding cell that we are creating in FSM. So he worked towards that. He designed a complete fixture for a particular component, and then he did the complete simulation using the two robots, how the welding can be performed in this cell. So that's a project that he has implemented after learning the complete simulated environment during this internship, and he come out very well in terms of the implementations. So congratulations, Pranav, for this achievement, and we hope that this subject will interest you further to explore on it. Thanks you. The last one is on the industrial automation, the project that has been identified as the best project for the industrial automation is the last 10th project, and this project goes to Samruddhi Joshi from KITS College of Engineering, Kolhapur. Congratulations, Samruddhi, for this. She worked under the mentorship of Arun Kumar. The project is accessing CP Labs PLCs remotely, because the problem with the industry is how you can remotely handle the assets, how you can program, how you can solve the problems remotely. So she has explored extensively the various platforms to program the industrial logical controllers remotely. So that is what her work is all about. So different platforms has been explored, and then some of them have been tried out for accessing the PLCs for programming and the debugging. That's how it will help immensely the people from industry to solve the problems. So congratulations, Samruddhi, for this achievement, and I hope you will continue working in this domain. That's all. I think we these are the 10 best projects that has been identified. But as I was saying, all 82, those who have finished their project successfully, are certainly a good achievement for all of them. And as Vishnu was mentioning, that it's all a journey where you have to experience the way you have learned the thing. It's a wonderful opportunity for me as an academician in IIT Delhi. I've been mentoring many BTech students to do the different projects. And I found all these implementations, all these projects almost at par with what IIT students are doing. So please don't feel yourself that you are not able to do that. You are certainly capable to do a lot of more things like this. And we're looking forward that all of you will be able to excel in this domain of smart manufacturing. Thank you so much. That's all from my side. I would like to register my thanks to all FSM team mentors, those who have worked untiring day and night and supporting these interns. I was just part of that group of communications. Many times they are communicating at 12 o'clock in the night, 11 o'clock in the night, because some of the students are working beyond their institute hours also, because their colleges have started in the month of July, and they have to find out 5 to 6 hours of the time towards the evening. So then that's how they are working towards the late evening only. So thanks for all mentors, those who have supported this internship program. Lastly, I would like to thank all industry partners as a part of the FSM who has certainly contributed in creating this wonderful national facility where we are all able to explore these new technologies. And I register my thanks to the Department of Heavy Industry for the support in this case. So with this, we come to the end of the program. And that's what I would like to stop sharing over here. And the last, I would like to request you, because we are near to the Independence Day, and I would like to request all of you to please stand up for the national anthem. So I'll just play the national anthem. Please sing along with me for the same.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you so much for attending this program, and we are looking forward that we will certainly create a better India together. Thank you, Naman, for this program. We almost come to the end of this award ceremony, and it's a nice interaction with all of you, listening nice views from the industry, and certainly the experience that the people from the different institutions get while they are on board in the internship program. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye. We'll end this program now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.